Hello everyone. So, as the title says, and the short version of this is I've decided to quit the community contributor program. I'll still play the game, I still intend to make videos, but I just can't be part of this program any longer. You know, back when I first joined, that was a very long time ago. There weren't even any guidelines or what you needed to do to join. I just wrote an application and I was honestly pretty surprised when I accepted it. And back in the day I was so proud to be part of this program. It was amazing, right? We didn't even get the free stuff back then. I think in my first year in the contributor program I got like 14 Valentine's camos, right? You got to test ships and create content about it, but after they were released, they were taken away again. And if you wanted them yourself, you had to buy them. And yet, I was so happy to be part of this program. I went to multiple gamescoms and wargaming parties. I met people at wargaming. I met other contributors, and for a long time, this was a blast. You felt like you were part of something. It felt like there was this amazing game. There were those developers that listened, and you had an impact. But well, that changed, and it's not like everything was always perfect. Past, but overall, it was a pretty amazing experience. But especially like the treatment of Little White Mouse just showed how deep that whole thing has fallen. And I mean, if you aren't aware of the Yukon disaster, and I highly recommend you read up on it. Basically, Little White Mouse and Chobitsu were promised that they could design a Canadian ship. And this went on for over a year. White Mouse worked very hard on it, and they treated her like dirt. So a summary would be, or like example, let's assume they were approached to design a car, and Little White Mouse was, yeah, do this sleek-looking car, small, fits in parking spaces, very energy efficient. Yeah, here's my proposal, let's do this. And then Walking was like, yeah, okay, great. First, we've decided to make it a box. Wait, but that's not what I want. Okay, we'll run with it. Let's make it a cute little box, and yeah, no, we've decided to make it a massive box. Won't fit in 20 pounds. It's like just this massive big block. Yeah, okay, so we'll still try to make it energy efficient, and I have a proposal for maybe an engine. No, we will make it. Fuel found on top of it. It will sprue fuel anywhere. That won't be efficient at all. It will be glorious. Okay, so can I at least pick the color? Tell you what, you tell us your favorite color and we make sure it's not included. And that's how Yukon was born. So basically they royally screwed Mouse and Chobitsu. They threw away all the hard work and they like dirt. And then when Mouse complained about this, the first answer of Wargaming was like, must be a mistake, because we're always right. And so you're wrong. And only with this big shitstorm that was publicly created, Wargaming actually looked at the logs and looked at what, because White Mouse had proved that she was promised this, that she was misled, and Wargaming was like, oh shit, he actually did something. Yeah, okay, we'll apologize, but only if it's convenient for you. So with this whole apology negotiations, in a way, where Wargaming came up with things how to make up for it, felt like Wargaming wanted to like, yeah, but if something that we've already played can be like seen as an apology, that works. But going out of our way or like, doing anything that's uncomfortable for us, yeah, that's not. That's not how apology is supposed to work. They have severely mistreated Little White Mouse. They have treated her like dirt. She's a human being. She's one of the nicest person there. She has worked harder on this game than the people that actually paid to work on this game. And they didn't even treat her like a human being. And this is really like an eye-opener. And now we are 6 weeks later, and once again Mouse comes to them with clear evidence that they've lied, shows them the proof, and Wargaming's answer is like, well, you're wrong. They're like, but there's the proof, look at it. No, you're wrong. You must be mistaken, right? Not even willing, after this disaster, still treat her like that. And this is just too much. And I mean, it's like you see a lot of feedback that wargaming gets, and they usually are all very dismissive. It's like the default answer, even if wargaming would be willing to check data on something, right? The default answer is always you're wrong. Even if they'd later check it and maybe realize you were right, you know. They wouldn't tell you, yeah, we'll take a look at the data and we'll come back to you. They will just hold to you're wrong. And usually they I'm not even sure if they read feedback on, but usually they don't explain any decisions they make, which fosters this whole really bad atmosphere in the program because, you know, it's not like contributors are always right. Might be right a lot, but, you know, they're also wrong at times, right? And we're a lot of different individuals with different opinions. Some of them might also be subjective. But here is the thing. I would come to wargaming something. Maybe I'm wrong. I might think I'm right, but let's assume for a moment I'm wrong. So I present my ideas to wargaming, and wargaming will just tell me you're wrong. But it doesn't convince me of anything. Even if I were actually wrong, I wouldn't know it because they don't take the time to prove me wrong, right? They'll just give you a dismissive answer, and that's it. And this fosters this atmosphere where everybody obviously thinks they are right because nobody ever gets proven wrong. We don't see wargamers' arguments, we can't argue against them, we can't like have a proper discussion. We have our opinion and they have their opinion, and because they are not willing to share their arguments, we can't even figure out who is right or wrong. If the community contributors and wargaming would actually work together, this could be a great game. But it's not, because there is this whole like antagonistic position, this whole standoff. Because wargaming isn't willing to engage in a discussion, nothing can ever be resolved. And it just feels like really frustrating as a contributor because, you know, you'll never get any sort of discussion going. You'll never really hear their arguments. You'll never really... yeah, so I'm going to leave the contributor program. I'll still play this game. I'll still create content about it. You see, here's the thing. In the end of the day, a lot of video game companies are trash, right? You all know Electronic Arts, Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft. A lot of those companies are just trash. Use the player base. And, you know, I'll still play some of the games, I suppose. Also, I'd like to point out that there are still some great people working at Wargaming. Chris Santos and Mr. Conway are some awesome people, and don't take it out on them. They are nice people. They just work for a bad company. And let's be honest, there are lots of bad companies out there. You work for someone, I guess. Well, that's about it. So I'm quitting the CC program and move on with my life. Have a nice day, everyone.